Jesse, so much has happened. In are you ready for some juicy bits to explore those things that happened?
Let's do it. All the juiciest bits.
Canadian politics is boring, juicy bits.
You can't see me dancing.
Canadian politics is boring, juicy bits.
So is it just a video of me this time?
Well, it'll just be audio.
Hold on. The cat is screaming. I have to go open the door so it can come in and know that it's not.
What is with cats hate this show? Jesse's just gone. The cat is screaming. She's gonna. I don't know where he is.
Yeah,
apparently, is it?
Come here, boy.
He's got a cat.
This is Scout. Scout, say hello.
Hi, Scout. Scout is a beautiful black cat with big green eyes.
Yes, he is. Big.
Jesse's holding him up to the camera. It's good. This is a great interlude to our short, juicy bits, which are short form versions of our normal episodes, and always being interrupted by cats for some reason.
It's true.
Podcasting. Jesse,
what do you got for me?
You are a fan of the bald podcasting lord known as Joseph Rogan.
You keep calling me a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't listen to him regularly. I've listened to him a few times a number of years ago, and I liked him.
Okay, cool. Well, I got news for you.
Okay,
he doesn't like Canada. What are you doing to your microphone?
There we go. He doesn't like Canada.
He doesn't like Canada. What's this video? Which is this is him talking to someone from Canada on his show.
Cat, shut the fuck up! Shut up! He's got treats he wants, and every time a new human comes into the apartment, he meows like he's dying until we give him treats, and then he's totally fine.
Okay, you ready?
Okay,
good. Here we go.
In the fucking frozen communist shithole of Canada.
Yeah.
It's cold. You get real cold water.
When's the last time you've been up there?
I don't go up there anymore.
You refuse, right?
Yeah, I just fucking what they've done up there, what they did with the trucker rally, and what Trudeau's doing with guns, and what they're trying to clamp down on censorship on the internet. That guy can eat shit. Like that place needs 100% an overhaul of government. Like they're sliding down that dangerous road of communism.
All right, I can comment on all of this right away.
Go then.
So everything that he mentioned is true, and they suck, and they're not all Trudeau. Like, he got that part wrong. Like, yes, the fact that we had a trucker rally here, that sucks. And
he likes the trucker rally.
Of course he does. That doesn't. I don't know if that's true. I'll dig into that further. Did you?
It is. He liked the trucker rally. And also, the thing that I thought was hilarious was.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. I was just going to comment on all three.
Oh no, carry on. You do your comments. It's good.
And then what Trudeau's doing with guns. We had an entire hour-long episode. I think it was an hour long. It was a long episode on guns, talking about how what he's doing is, like, in the spirit sounds good, but when you get into the nitty-gritty, it's a really ineffectual, thing that he's doing. And thirdly is with the CRTC, which really is quite separate from Trudeau. And the CRTC is doing, I think it's Bill C10 or something like that, which we also covered, which is also incredibly shitty. Has nothing to do with Trudeau unless he digs his fingers into the pot, which I guess he could.
But that bill is, I mean, aside from the fact we wear these shock collars when we podcast, it doesn't change much.
So yes, I agree. All three of those things are shitty, but like that doesn't make Canadians shitty or Canada shitty. So like that's just lumping us all together, which is what we've been trained as a people to do. Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up!
It's not how you train a cat.
That fucking cat. I gotta give him treats.
I didn't even know you had a cat, but anyway. No, but the thing
everywhere I go. So
the thing I find hilarious is that he says that Canada is slipping into communism. I don't think Joe Rogan knows what communism is.
I was gonna say, like, all three of those things, even though they're like kind of separate from one another, indirectly, they're indirectly connected, I guess. Nothing that had nothing to do with communism.
No. I think
Not at all.
this is something you see people do all the time. Is they confuse authoritarianism with communism.
Right.
And I don't think they understand. I literally looked up the definition. I got a rough idea of communism, but I looked this up on a children's encyclopedia. Communism is a type of government as well as an economic system. In a communist system, individual people do not own land, factories, or machinery. Instead, the government or the whole community owns these things.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous, because I think an American company owns the largest portion of Canada's oil fields.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So I don't think when he says we're slipping into communism, it implies that oil, coal, gas, all these like Canada's major industries, agriculture, would all be owned by the government. And Trudeau, if Trudeau was seizing and nationalizing all the industries, Joe would have a point. But I don't think that's ever happened. I think he's ever nationalized one thing.
Right. He needs to listen to our podcast so that he
understands the children's definition of communism, which is what we operate on.
Yes.
I think when you talk about the trucker rally, he liked the trucker rally. So that was the other way around. I mean, yeah, the gun thing, total valid point. The bill on podcasting, I'm still like, I just think they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's the whole like, we can shoot you in the face, but we probably won't. Like, I'm not okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, well, they haven't been though. Like, yeah, they haven't been, but they say they can if they want to. That's the problem I have an issue with.
But the thing with it as well, though, is that he's the biggest podcaster in the world.
He is.
And he's the richest podcaster in the world. Huge amount of influence, not just on podcasting, on every other medium as well.
Yeah.
And implying that like there's a bunch of other people, like what was it? It was the one who got fired off Fox News. It was the dickhead with the bow tie.
Oh, I forget. I think you mentioned it before.
The old Fox News host who got fired, Dipshit McGee. That's his name.
Dipshit McGee. Yep.
Yeah. He did that whole documentary that was pulled about Canada being like an authoritarian communist nightmare. It's just like, I just don't think, if you live in Canada and you think Canada is currently being operated under communism, I think you need to go to the children's encyclopedia, the Britannica kids.britannica.com, and search up the definition. The word you're looking for is authoritarianism. I think, like you said, when Trudeau, they seized the bank accounts of people, that was kind of a bit authoritarian.
It was. Yes.
It was a bit kind of like top-down government overreaching itself.
Still not communistic.
No, still not communism. They didn't keep the money and distribute it to the people.
I'm going to do this. And I recommend that anybody listening do this as well. If you come across someone who inaccurately uses a definition to slander somebody else, call somebody, I don't know, take your fucking pick, like a communist. Call someone a communist, then you should get really angry and call them a Nazi. And when they say that they're not a Nazi, just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were playing a game when we were using definitions inaccurately."
Yeah, exactly. That's throwing around extreme ends of the political spectrum randomly at each other.
Randomly, yeah. So
my sync got blocked.
Rogan,
my sync got blocked.
Sorry, go ahead. Your what?
My sync got blocked last night, and I unplugged it. It was just full of communism.
Yes, that's a great. Yeah,
we had there was a yard sale a few years back, and me and my wife were out there. It was a beautiful summer's day. The kids were out selling their old toys, all this kind of stuff going on. And this man came over, and he was like super friendly, chatting, and he just turned to my wife and went, "That guy in Ottawa." And my wife kind of like shrugged, and he was like, "Yep, he's a communist. Don't you think he's a communist?" And my wife was like, "I don't know."
Just didn't want to get involved. Yeah.
What a thing to start as a conversation with someone.
Don't you think he's a communist?
Don't you agree that he's a communist? I mean, the communists hate him too, so that should be a clue.
Right.
The other thing,
I have a title. We should title this episode "Joe Rogan as a Nazi."
No, no.
I mean, why not, right?
Joe Rogan doesn't know what communism is.
I like mine better. It's more shit disturbing.
The other thing I was going to say was I went to Cuba in the 90s, and it was a really interesting thing because you could only buy ice cream from the government. That was like proper, like they call themselves socialists, but I was like closer to communism. Everyone got paid the same. So the person serving us in the bar had like an advanced master's degree in engineering, but they were working in the bar because the tips were better. You'd earn more in tips working in the tourism industry than you would in a using an actual thing.
Wow,
it's ridiculous.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was it. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's a Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So the end. So.
You can clip that. You can quote me.
They quote you on that quote.
Because clearly I understand the definition of a Nazi.
Exactly. There we go. All right. Okay. That was our juicy bit.
That was good. It was a little bit. A little juicy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.